Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll discuss the Flyers' unfortunate 5-4 defeat at the hands of the Kings. I thought, all in all, I thought the Flyers played really well. I thought there were some goals that the Kings scored that Alexei Kolosov really couldn't do a whole lot with. I think I still think he's a good goalie. I do still think he should take some of Urson's reps in net. I just think a 22-year-old has maybe more upside than actually let me check how old Sam Urson is before I throw out an age. I just think maybe a 22-year-old goalie has maybe more um, room to grow than a 25-year-old goalie. I mean, 25 is still young. I think at worst they should split the starting duties. I feel like that I feel like maybe that would give both guys enough ice time and maybe they could get some good experience under their belt. But I do feel like Kolosov is maybe the better goalie long term. Before last year, Samuel Urson had only been a backup to Carter Hart, but I think just watching Kolosov play, I feel like he has so much room for improvement, so much room for growth, and that's really exciting. I think the Flyers' goalie struggles just stem from none of their three goalies that they deploy have really enough experience at the NHL level. They've just got to continue to see ice time, to see pucks, and they'll get better. And that goes for Urson too. That goes for Kolosov, and I um I forget who our third goalie is, but um goes for him too. I think all three goalies could benefit from some time at maybe a lower level, so they could continue to get ice time. They could continue to see pucks, but yeah, I don't know. Although the NHL does institute a limit of two goalies. You must have two goalies on your roster at any point during the season. So um, that unfortunately will not work, but wishful thinking, I guess. Um, but yeah, I think I really like Kolosov's game. I think he's a really solid player. I just think last night he just kind of happened to um, run into some tough luck. There were at least two or three saves he couldn't really do anything on. There was a save he made that he actually ended up on his stomach for the Kings rebound chance, and then he couldn't recover in time. Or by the time he did recover, the puck was already in the back of the net, and they were playing the goal horn and the goal song and whatever the LA Kings organization does when they score a goal. So that's really unfortunate. I still believe in the kid, or I still believe in the guy. I can't call him a kid because he's older than me, but yeah, I still believe in the young guy. I think he has room for exponential growth, and he works with he works with the Flyers goalie coach, whose name is escaping me at this point, and he just has a tireless work ethic, a tireless just want to get better, and that's always great to see in any young player. Um, Speaking of wanting to get better, let's speak about number 39, Matvey Michkov. Um, as you guys know, my favorite player. Like, I mean, shock of all shocks, I think he's everybody in Philly's favorite flyer right now. But yeah, he's definitely mine. I feel like he definitely responded well to the third period benching um, from the game in Anaheim with a multi-point night. He was just all over the ice making plays, and it was really good to see him kind of playing free, not pressing, and he dictated the pace. He didn't allow the Kings defense to kind of dictate how slow or fast he was playing, which was kind of the case in the Anaheim Ducks game. I felt like he kind of allowed the Ducks to dictate how he played. So that's obviously a sign of maturity from Matt Vey, which is always great to see. And um, I got to when he scored a goal, I busted out the Ivan Drago quote from Rocky Four because I call Matvey Michkov reverse Drago because instead of beating up a Philadelphian, he's actually trying to help Philadelphia. So I had to bust out the if he dies he dies, um, just to kind of pop myself, to use a wrestling term. But yeah, um, I think I think Matvey responded to John Tortorella benching him, and he took that as a slight. He was like, "Oh yeah, coach," like so sort of like, "Hey, screw you, man." Um, but yeah, he definitely played very well. I was very happy to see that because he's struggled over the past couple weeks. So to have him bounce back from that. Hold on one second. Was huge for his progress, huge for his development. Now, if we can just get Jet Luchenko back up here next year, and and those two can kind of those two can kind of create quite a 1-2 punch, and along with Joel Joel Farabee, I believe they can kind of come they can become a very dangerous top line. I think that would be maybe the best top line that the Flyers have had since the late 90s, when they had Lindros, Leclerc, and who else? Lindros, Leclerc, um, oh my god. You guys can remind me in the comments, or it'll come to me. Was it? It wasn't Rod Brindamore. Oh my god. Why is this other name escaping me? But yeah, I just think I just think that top line would be absolutely deadly. And even when Farabee goes into one of his cold stretches, Matt Bay and Jet can kind of pick him up and kind of replace that lack of point production. But yeah, I just I just see that line as an absolute deadly combination um, for years to come in the National Hockey League. I see it along with the Noah Cates line um, as like two of the Flyers' best lines. I can see that line and the Cates, um, Bobby Brink and Tyson Forrester line um, being like your line one and line two for the next 10, 15 years, which would be absolutely incredible. It would just be absolutely awesome to see that, have your top two lines just absolutely buzzing. But we'll see what John Tortorella does next year. But for right now, we still got a big hockey season to kind of to get through. So I it's really good to see the Flyers playing good hockey. I know they had a losing effort in LA, but they were able to ha- to get a win in Anaheim, and then follow it up with a 4-goal performance. Um, Unfortunately, Ajay Kopitar was just he just stuck um, he just stuck the dagger in the heart of the Flyers, and he was just absolutely crazy. I mean, imagine the LA Kings with Drew Doughty, um, and they're already second in the West without him. So my message to the rest of the Western Conference is, when Drew Doughty gets back, look out for the LA Kings, because I mean they're already second place in the Western Conference, and they're losing one of their highest impact players, or they're without one of their highest impact players. So once they get him back, it's going to be open season on the rest of the West. I just thank God the Flyers aren't in that conference, because it would be some tough sledding, that's for sure. Um, what else? What else? What else? I thought um, I thought the defense was um I thought they were all right. I mean, I know they gave up 5 goals, but I thought they did well blocking shots, um, staying in front of the guy they were covering, and just really doing the little things well. Um, Maybe there were some times that they couldn't get the puck out of the zone, which is always an unfortunate. They got to clean that up. I mean, you learn that in pee wee hockey, um, when you're 5 or 6 years old, like how to get the puck out of your own zone. But that's kind of something they got to clean up, and I know Torts definitely will. Hopefully they'll have it cleaned up by tonight when they play the San Jose Sharks, as they continue their West Coast swing, which is absolutely brutal. But before I watch the Flyers, I'm going to watch watch this week's Monday Night Raw. So I'm excited about that. I thought I I I think the Flyers will continue to ascend, and then, like I said on my Christmas Eve podcast, when I covered the Flyers Penguins game, which was an absolute debacle, I feel like their big push toward the playoffs will happen right around mid-January, and it'll last like the final 2.5 months of the year. So I feel like the run is coming. We just have to be patient, and that they just have to keep playing well. So hopefully they do that. And with that being said, as always, go Flyers.